Snapshot 23W42A is here, and this brings the first ever 1.21 feature. Now it only brings the one thing, and that is the actual crafter. We'll cover a bit more about that in a second, but I do quickly just want to mention the crafter is locked behind a experimental toggle. So if you actually want to have the crafter enabled, you do need to enable that toggle exactly how you would enable the bundle toggle or the villager chains toggle. But this is all we've actually got currently. We haven't got the breeze or the trial chambers. The crafter is the first item that we're actually seeing, and let's quickly talk about a little bit of what it does. First of all, slots can be toggled. You can actually toggle every single slot, but obviously that would be pointless to do. So you want to obviously click the slots and have it however you want. So if you would want a diamond chest piece, you'd probably toggle that slot so it would fill up all of these slots. And you can actually, if we quickly just grab a hopper, if you wanted to craft diamond chest pieces, you'd throw the diamonds in there. As you can see, they are filtering in, which will then give you the output. You cannot actually take this output. The reason I took it right there is because I actually duplicated it. But if I was to go in survival mode, as you can see, I cannot actually take this. It's just a basically invisible item. How you actually get the items out is through redstone. Now, the thing that they've actually mentioned is it will output one item every time it is powered. If it has a continuous power by obviously the redstone block, it won't continuously spitting out items, which I think is good. So you actually need to power it every single time you want a output to be spat out. And there is actually a sound that is played when it spits the item out, which you can hear kind of. And as you can see, the texture does actually update for a split second. You can see there's no actual items in there left. Let's quickly just grab some more diamonds. And that's actually also really cool that the texture doesn't update if there's no valid recipe inside of the actual grid. So if I now do it, you can see that the side here goes up, the actual face opens, and when it's powered, the actual top here does glow a little. Now, it doesn't actually give a light level when it's powered or unpowered. As you can see, the block light here is always 0. I'm quickly just interrupting this video to say if you are enjoying, do leave a like and subscribe, as it does really help out. And I'll be covering every single snapshot as soon as they release, as quickly as I possibly can. This obviously includes also 1.21 features when they release even more. I'd also quickly just want to show the actual recipe because I did forget in the recording. It's crafted with a crafting table, 5 iron, 2 redstone, and then also a dropper. So it's not actually too expensive to craft them. And the actual hoppers can also take items from it, which as you can see, they are actually draining the items from this area, which I didn't actually think it would do that, but it does seem to actually remove them. I'm guessing this could maybe be used for like filler blocks. So if you wanted to have like this to be air, you can maybe input a stick and then have the stick removed. Now, a few things to note about the crafter. It does interact with blocks in its face. So if I was to place a chest right there and then make a diamond block, let's remove the hopper and then quickly just paste in a diamond block, and then we quickly just grab a redstone source. Redstone torch would work fine. As you can see, it powers, the items are removed, and the recipe is now within the chest. So you can have it put into chests. Let's also quickly just try, does it go into things like shulker boxes? It obviously won't go in things like ender chests because nothing can be put into them. So if I was to, let's quickly just do this again, and then I power it. Yep, it does go in the shulker box. That's really cool that it can go inside of the shulker box because you can then have like a shulker box loader. So you connect this crafter to a bamboo farm. Once the bamboo is obviously crafted up, once it's filled the shulker box, you can then have the shulker box broken and place a new one down. This crafter is actually extremely good. And once again, if we quickly just unpower it, the actual slots can be locked in any order. There is no actual order. So if you wanted to craft, let's say, slabs, you can do something like that, and then the actual wood will be inputted. But it's not really that easy if you want more complicated recipes. For example, if you wanted to craft beds, for example. To craft something like beds, now this could probably be made a lot simpler. I'm just throwing something together in about 2 seconds. You would need something along the lines of this, and you'd need these actual dispensers to be powered the correct amount of times. So for example, for a actual bed, you would need it to be powered 3 times each, because you obviously need 3 wool, and you also need 3 planks. Let's quickly just throw that in there, and then let's throw that in there. But you'd also need them powered in the correct order, because obviously the wool needs to go in first. So you would need something that would obviously power this dispenser 3 times, which does actually work. That's okay. As you can see, we've already actually messed it up. Now, this can actually kind of be done with comparators, because comparators do actually interact with the crafter. So if you want to know how comparators actually work with the crafter, let me quickly just explain it. So this is actually what is written in the patch notes. The comparator signal strength is 0 to 9. So 0 to 9 is probably depending on the slots, 1 to 9. And right now it should be given a signal of 6, if I'm actually correct. So let's quickly place that down. And yeah, as you can see, it's given a signal of 6 because there are 6 items within the grid. If we was to throw 3 diamonds up there, it should now be 9. Yes, it is. So I guess this could be good because if you wanted to make a bed, you could do something like it powers the wall. But when the power is then 3, you then change it to power the wood dispenser or dropper. So yeah, that would actually make it a lot easier. But there is some other thing where each non-empty or toggle slot adds 1 strength. So it seems like if you actually have a slot toggled, so let's quickly just toggle them 3. What is it now? It's still 6. And if I was to do that, it would then go to 9. Let's quickly see. It is. Basically, if you have a slot disabled, it will then basically tell the comparator that slot is filled. So I guess that's kind of cool. So right now it should be 3 because there are 3 slots that are disabled. And if we was to enable them, it should go to 0. Yeah, that makes sense. And I think that would then make working with the crafter a lot easier, because you can have a comparator telling it that there are 3 blocks within the crafter to then move on to the next one. If you were making something like a diamond sword, you would lock these slots right here. You would then tell the comparator once it reaches a level of 8, you then want to input a stick. Now, obviously, I'm not really that good at redstone. I haven't really done redstone in quite some time. So people who are good could probably compact this and make it obviously fully automatic. And I think that is definitely going to happen, because by the looks of it, it can be automated, especially with the comparators. So now let's quickly talk about items moving in and out of the actual crafter with things like hoppers, droppers, or anything else that can input them. So the first thing to note, moving items in from another block, so hoppers or droppers, prioritize filling items into slots following these rules. So the rules are prioritizing the first empty slot from left to right, top to bottom. So it will prioritize this slot, then this one, then this one. And then it will go down like so. So if you have, for example, this one locked, this one locked, this one, and this one, it will go there, to there, to there, to there, to there, if that makes sense. So I guess this is something you do need to know if you are actually making recipes, because then that will tell you what items you need to input at what times. If there is no empty slots, then prioritizing the smallest stack of same items. Pick the first if there are multiple. So I think what this means, for example, if I was to have like 5 in each of them, but this one was to have 2, it should input into the one that has 2. So if I put that diamond in there, yes, as you can see, that one has now gone up to 3. Although this one is a diamond, it'll prioritize the smallest stack. If there is multiple with small stacks, it'll prioritize the one that is obviously closest and then go in the route that it would normally from obviously top to bottom. And then if there is a toggle slot, it will be skipped. The item will not be moved into the container. If the item cannot be moved, it will be ejected into the world. So, for example, if we was to have a chest in front of it, that chest would then be full. So let's just say we had a load of diamond blocks within this chest, and then we was to craft up, let's just say, a bed. So if I was to do that, and then also that. So now if I power it, the chest is full. It will now be dispensed into the world because it cannot go into the container in front of it. So that is actually really cool. And I like how the actual crafter works currently. For example, I've just thrown together a quick little bamboo farm right here. Now, all we actually need to do is dig out right here where we have our collection system. So here we go. The crafter is right there. Place the crafter there. And that's it. Oh, wow. You can actually place it facing upwards. That's kind of cool. It does actually have like variation. So you can see that whatever way you are facing, that is where the mouth will be. But I didn't actually know you could place it facing up like you can with droppers. I'm guessing that also means you can place it facing downwards. Let's quickly just see. You can. That is extremely cool because then you can have it face into like a bubble column. And then all I need to do is place a barrel, which I think is going to be the best thing. And now, as you can see, the actual items are going, okay, that shouldn't be in there. This obviously is a very quick thrown together thing. This could probably be made a lot simpler and a lot quicker. And I have obviously turned the random tick speed up, so it is a lot quicker than it would be. But you can see the items are coming, being picked up by the minecart. They're going into this system. The system is then crafting them up into blocks, and the blocks are then going up into this actual chest. We can then have this actual crafter. If we was to exchange this block for a hopper, we could then have this crafter go into another crafter, which would then lock all of these and turn it into planks, if we obviously then want planks. And then we can have this crafter face upwards. Let's quickly just do that. This crafter then go into another crafter, and then this one up here can turn the planks from planks possibly into sticks, which if we was to then grab the planks and take some of them out, let's actually see how I can power this. I guess if I place that there and then a solid block right there, that should then power that, which yeah, as you can see, it's now actually working. The actual things, the sticks or the actual planks are being crafted. They're going up here and then they're crafting into sticks. So now we have basically just got a automatic stick farm. And yes, I know you can turn bamboo into sticks, but this is just the point of you can actually have multiple crafters lined up to craft a different item. If we wanted to, this could craft slabs instead of actual or pressure plates. We've actually got it lined up to because it's powering before it can fill up with a third amount. So could you actually just have a crafter place an item into another crafter? If I was to say, let's craft diamonds into a diamond block, would that then go into this crafter to then craft it back into normal diamonds? It will. Okay, that's kind of cool. So I don't even need to do what I've done here with the hoppers. I can literally just have the crafters placed on top of each other, where the crafters just instantly put the items into the crafter above. There is also a new accessibility option inside of the accessibilities, and it's right here, hide splash texts. And if this is on, basically all it will do, if we quickly just leave the world, the text right here that is the small yellow writing will actually no longer be shown. If I quickly just head back to accessibility and then turn it off, as you can see, the splash is now there again. One thing that I quickly just want to show, there is also some technical changes. Datapack version is now Datapack version 21, and that just brings some changes to jigsaws, and resource pack version is now resource pack version 19. But there was something in the patch notes about fireworks breaking chorus plants. So okay, I forgot I actually had the tick speed set up. So if I quickly just grab a firework, I don't actually know what this means. If I was to set the firework off here, no, that's too low. If I was to do it there, yeah, it don't seem to be. Maybe it means if you have it in a crossbow. Let's quickly just try this. If I have it in a crossbow and I shoot it right there, okay, that's kind of cool. I don't know if anyone's going to use this. Does this also mean that they now break decorated pots? Because obviously these are also broken by projectiles. Let's quickly just see. It does break decorated pots now. That's really cool. I actually tested this in my snapshot video when they added decorated pots to be broken last update, I think it was. And this didn't work, but it does now actually work. But once again, I don't actually think anyone's going to use this, but it's cool just that it's there. Anyway, that is where I'm going to end this video. If you did enjoy, do leave a like and subscribe, and I guess I'll see you guys in another video very soon. Let me know what you guys think of the crafter, as it's a really good block, especially with this being the first time it's been implemented. And don't forget, if you do have feedback for the actual block, there is some feedback page that you can leave feedback in the description. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.